Hello there, brilliant minds of business and marketing. Welcome back to Mindful Minutes, the only podcast that gives you 30 to 40 minutes of marketing wisdom, minus the jargon and predictable advice. I'm your host, Tanay Sarpotdar, and today we are flipping the AI marketing playbook, if I may say, on its head. Because, while the world is busy gushing over AI's marketing superpowers, I've got one burning question. Are B2B SMBs getting played while the big guys are cashing in? And is AI marketing a sleek, shiny Ferrari that only enterprise brands can afford while SMBs are stuck pedaling on a rusty bicycle? You're getting me? If you're a B2B SMB leader, a startup hustler, or a marketing pro who feels like AI has left you in the dust, stick around. Stick around. This episode is tailor-made just for you. And don't worry, no robotic nonsense here because we are marketing folks. So let's just get real talk, fresh insights, and a few unexpected twists. Today, I'm not alone. Joining me is a fantastic guest who brings a wealth of experience in B2B marketing. Sandali Tiwari is a lead content strategist with deep expertise in navigating the digital transformation landscape. We've had a wonderful interaction while we did our IIM executive course in marketing and AI-driven marketing. So I love the perspectives that were shared throughout the year. So I'm trying to bring out her knowledge to uncover how AI is reshaping marketing for B2B SMBs. And whether it's a boon or a black hole, Sandali, welcome to the show.
Hi, Tanay, and thank you so much for having me on this podcast of yours, Mindful Minutes. That's a lovely name. I've been following your podcast for some time now, and I have to say it's really one of the best out there when it comes to cutting through the noise in the entire marketing landscape. Tanay, you and your team, I think you guys are doing an incredible job of making these really complex marketing jargons and topics so much more accessible, insightful, and more importantly, actionable for for marketers, for SMBs. Like the whole concept of the podcast today is. And I love how you bring in fresh wisdom and very unfiltered perspective to the table while challenging the conventional wisdom that is going across in the entire marketing domain. So thank you so much for having me here. And I love the way you frame this conversation because it's a question we hear all the time. Is AI really leveling the playing field for B2B SMBs? Or are we just, fueling the big brands' dominance? And honestly, like any other tech or any other, the new things that come out in the whole ecosystem, there's no one size fits all answer. And AI as an enabler can be a game changer for SMBs, but only if they know how to wield it strategically. I worked with
Absolutely.
startups and mid-sized businesses that are using AI to punch their way above their weight, while automating what they used to take the entire team, while keeping their messaging sharp and customer centric. But I've also seen SMBs pour out time and money into AI tools without a clear plan, which is very, very tricky. And they only get stuck in a cycle of inefficiencies and repeated work and no clear outcome. So today I'm excited to dig into what actually works for B2B SMBs, and let's get started. I think we really need to cut through all of this AI hype and uh, break down into real opportunities, and of course call out the challenges that needs real addressing. Yeah, back to you.
Absolutely. And
Yeah.
that is where the key lies. You work with
Yes.
startups to mid-sized businesses that use
Yes.
AI to punch their way above the weight. That's a very wonderful line that you've put up. AI is, if you say AI marketing is kind of a mirage, and it's very difficult to figure out what's really happening. AI-driven marketing tools are everywhere. from predictive analytics to automated content generation. It's like AI can do everything short of making you a coffee. I mean, and we see a
Right.
lot of companies just talk about tools. They say, when I use AI, the content marketing team entirely can be shortlisted. There's nothing in content that AI can't help me. So
Right.
that's the problem. Here's the kicker. While AI promises to make marketing smarter, cheaper, and easier, it is kind of opposite. It often feels the opposite for B2B SMBs, and we don't want to be again in the loop where uh, softwares are deemed smarter and people are deemed dumber. So we want to have a reality check where most AI tools that are built for companies are not exactly built for companies with deep pockets. They are
Right.
made advanced so that everybody can use it. Of course, it needs a lot of massive amount of data, technical know-how, and you do need a little bit of a wallet if you want to explore it much more in deep. But if you're a B2B SMB and you're probably thinking, hey, how can I get it started? This is like buying the Apple iPhone or a Mac for a college going kid. It's not
Right.
like that. You don't have to sell a kidney and stuff like that for that.
Right.
Case in point being, large B2B brands like Salesforce or HubSpot have entire AI teams for optimizing their marketing. Meanwhile, SMB providing IT consulting services can struggle a little bit while making the LinkedIn's algorithm work in their favor and stuff like that. That's where a fractional CMO service could come in to help them guide that. Let's make it a fair fight. But that's still at my end. What
Right.
What do you think is what's really happening with this AI marketing mirage?
Right. I think that point that you made about, these marketing tools being primarily designed for enterprise level use cases in mind, I think that's really true because, like you named the two tools, I think they are big. Okay. And I think while AI has transformed marketing across industries, SMBs in the B2B space, they have very unique needs and they need to go beyond just automation. They
Correct.
require real automation that aligns to their resource constraints. They have very niche audience, so they have to cater to that, and their relationship driven marketing strategies. I think so. All of these put together, B2B company, SMB companies. I'm sorry. SMBs have to go beyond just thinking about AI for automation.
Bang
So I
on.
think, just, yeah. So let me just explain this a little more. I think what I mean by this is that, like you said, most AI driven marketing platforms today are actually built to cater to large enterprises, and they operate with very vast customer data sets, very well defined buyer personas, established brand authority, and all of that. And these companies benefit from AI's ability to optimize messaging, predict customer behavior, and execute very data driven, highly personalized campaigns at scale.
Correct.
But an SMB, small medium business, they don't have that luxury. Their data is absolutely fragmented. Their target audience is highly specialized, niche, and their marketing teams are absolutely lean. Sometimes it's literally just one person juggling multiple roles. And that creates two fundamental challenges. Okay. Challenge number one is uh, generic AI automation, it fails niche audiences. So many SMBs serve highly specialized industries where success is not actually just mass lead generation. Okay, it's actually about building deeper connections, establishing a thought leadership, and earning trust over time. So,
Correct.
unlike a large B2C company that focuses on high volume transactional marketing, SMBs in the B2B space, I feel, need AI tools that support personalized engagement rather than just automating outreach at scale.
Wonderful.
The problem is that a lot of AI driven marketing automation today relies on broad data patterns. This works well, probably, for enterprises, but I think it can lead to a very generic messaging that misses the mark for an SMB. So if AI generated content, email outreach, or customer interaction lacks depth and industry relevance, it can feel absolutely impersonal. In the end, alienating the very audience that the SMB relies on.
Correct.
So that was the first fundamental challenge. And I think, without taking too much of your more time, I think the second fundamental challenge that I see is that usability. Enterprise companies can afford data scientists and AI specialists, to fine tune their complex machine learning models and optimize campaigns and troubleshoot AI driven workflows. But an SMB marketer, they don't have so much of bandwidth for that. They need AI that is not only effective but also intuitive, easy to integrate, and low maintenance.
Correct.
A tool that requires weeks of setup and constant fine tuning, I feel, isn't an asset for a SMB. It's really a burden.
Perfect.
They need AI solutions that seamlessly fit into their existing workflows. It requires minimal oversight and delivers absolutely clear actionable results without a steep learning curve. And AI should simplify their workload and not add to it, is
Correct.
what I believe in. The good news is that AI driven tools tailored for SMBs do exist. There are AI powered CRMs, automated email marketing tools, intelligent content generators, customer engagement platforms that are now being designed with small teams in mind, uh, that reduces the overall complexity while still offering powerful insights. But the
Absolutely.
real question still remains is, how can SMEs choose the real tool bases their requirements that enhances their entire marketing efforts instead of complicating them. I think the key lies in smart AI adoption, where prioritizing tools that align to their specific industry, customer base, and internal capabilities, which is hugely important. I think these three factors need to be checked in.
Uh,
And I think AI should be an enabler and not an obstacle, because when implemented thoughtfully, it can help SMEs amplify their reach and nurture stronger customer relationships without requiring enterprise level resources. So, yeah, so I think the key is faster and smarter AI adoption for small medium
Bang on,
businesses.
bang on, bang on. In fact,
Yeah.
you pulled out certain words that I was about to say. AI should be an assistant to you. It should assist you
Yeah, not an
and enable
obstacle.
you. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be an obstacle. And like we learned, the next level could be consultative, but that is where we'll come to later on. You
Right.
also mentioned something about how SMB should, unpack or approach this um AI adoption. But there are certain traps that I think that AI kind of brings to SMBs. They usually fall for these traps. The first one being, of course, it's expensive. It is meant for bigger enterprises and stuff like that. But the first one that I think is AI does it all. The content part, which I mentioned earlier, that AI
Right.
can generate white papers, or it can generate an entire podcast script for that matter, or
Right.
an email sequence, or they can write your entire LinkedIn outreach. It does sound dreamy, and it does assist you, but you have to kind of always feed in the right amount to it. You cannot blindly trust it. That is what I feel. Otherwise, it can lead to a generic content that comes out. Of course, AI hallucinates, so it brings out confused branding, customer engagement that doesn't feel like a personal customer branding engagement. It feels
Right.
like it is done for the sake of it. And no matter you include 3-step, 5-step, or 7-step nurture campaigns to upgrade that, it doesn't work that way. That's what I feel is the first trap. Second could be The budget one, of course, uh, like you mentioned, there are going to be AI powered CRMs, email automation, content suggestion tools that are already built to tailor to SMBs. But it's still, right now, it still feels that they don't usually adopt it very quickly because they think it is still, the magic really happens when you get a premium version. You don't get it in the free version itself. And that's what I think is a trap. It's not true. I'm trying to coin it as a trap, but it's not true. uh, you usually want to make sure that first use it, then before start to eating, I mean, before it starts to eat your marketing budget, you start using it, get the heat of it, and then you
True.
purchase the premium version if it requires. And as
Absolutely.
for the people using it, uh, of course, performance marketers or prompt engineers is something that is coming up, and AI may know what your audience click, but it doesn't understand why. That's
Right.
where the emotion aspect comes in, which we were clearly introduced when we were learning about AI and Gen AI.
Yes.
Emotion is where
Yes.
it lacks.
Mhm.
And B2B SMBs often forget that marketing is still over relationships. It starts with
Absolutely.
why, then follows with how, and then with what. So that is what I think is it's the very thing that makes small businesses stand out in the crowded market. But what do you think are
Right.
traps?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think on that, let's not forget because many B2B SMBs are still selling very high ticket, long sales cycle products and
Correct.
services. And although AI might help in lead generation, but when it comes to trust building and closing on deals, human relationship still matters more than machine driven insights.
Perfect.
Um, we could get some heat on this, but yeah. Yeah.
No, it is
So
perfect.
yeah,
I do agree.
yeah. So yeah, I think beyond also beyond the really three key traps that you've kind of spoken about, I would just like to add one more couple of more points to that, and which I think most B2B SMBs aren't just falling for the AI hype. They are actually unknowingly training AI to work better for big guys.
Correct.
And let me explain how. Just think about this. Many of these AI driven marketing tools, they're just getting smarter and smarter, uh, just because more and more businesses are using them. And every time an SMB inputs customer data and runs an AI driven campaign or relies on AI for analytics, or, they are feeding the system, they're literally feeding the data. But
Correct.
who is benefiting the most? Enterprise level companies uh, with the budget to leverage AI at scale. These are the companies that are actually benefiting from them. So it's like SMBs are handing over their playbooks while big brands optimize their AI models to outmarket them.
You're right.
And
You're right.
it's a view, but yeah, I'm I'm ready to counter that.
No, you're right,
Uh,
and I would love to hear more on it. But I'll just
yeah.
add one line which is like, are we kind of programming our own mistakes also alongside? We are, right? So
Yes, probably. Yeah.
human bias also has to come out alongside, not just help the bigger companies.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes. And there's another, there's the shiny object syndrome. Okay. So AI is evolving at, like lightning speed, and it's always tempting to chase every new tool, which is promising you intelligent automation or hyper personalization. But the hard truth I feel is that most SMBs don't need these 50 and 100 odd AI powered solutions. They just need two or three tools that actually work, move the needle for them. Yet, in the rush to, I think, stay ahead in this landscape, many end up with a tech stack that is which is full of overlapping tools, and none of which actually truly integrates into their sales funnel. So it's really like building a spaceship when you all you needed was a bicycle for a with a turbo boost. So yeah, so I think 5 years ago, SMBs had few marketing choices. They would hire an agency, do it in house, or use simple automation tools. But now, I think they're just drowning themselves in AI options. Should you use AI for content, for lead sourcing, for email personalization, for ad targeting? I think the abundance of choice is itself is paralyzing, and many SMBs are getting stuck in this analysis paralysis, spending more time researching AI than actually marketing.
Correct.
Which is actually what we are here to do. And at the end of the day, the B2B SMBs winning with AI aren't the ones using the most AI tools. They are the ones who are using AI intentionally, as in as a strategic amplifier and not as a replacement for human connection, creative thinking, or even brand differentiation. And I feel that's where the real differentiation lies, and that's where the real power lies.
Bang on, bang on. In fact, you have already covered one or two points which I was about to ask you. What
Yeah.
or how do we win with AI? So without spending a lot much or kind of creating a B2B SMB playbook. So
Yeah.
here we are talking that AI might be the evil person, but AI is actually not an evil person. It's
Yeah.
actually a game changer. Game changer. You rightly mentioned that there are SMBs who are using AI intentionally, uh,
Yes.
absolutely as a strategic amplifier and not as a human replacement. So here is what I think could be three ways in which you SMBs can use it, but I would love your thoughts on it as well. So
Sure.
what I usually go about is start small, think big. So instead of
Mhm.
splurring on all AI powered marketing suite, like you rightly mentioned, test one or two with a specific or a solvable problem. For example, if you are looking at lead scoring or if you're looking at intent data, try
Mhm.
these AI CRM features or AI review sites features, which will give you these intent data real time. It will feed in with
Right.
your not just your LinkedIn outreach, but also with your sales, your cross sales, upsales, or even advocacy.
Right.
Uh, yeah, people can leverage AI driven messaging as an assistant, not something that will help them actually close the deal. It has to be a small step at a time. That is what I think could be one strategy. Second could be which also you have covered, which is humanize human element. It is not a
Yeah.
replacement for human connection. So people should use SMB should use AI to make work smarter rather than or to build more relationships than just data crunching, basic automation, segmentation. That that is okay. I mean, thought leadership of ABM, marketing one-to-one, one-to-few, or client engagement definitely requires human touch, and that has to be with humans at least.
Yes. True.
And of course, premium versions is fine. I mean, low cost alternatives could be something that could be part of a strategy for SMB against these AI driven giants. But I think they can adapt to what is their priority to begin with. If it is
Mm.
content gap analysis or content as a priority, then leverage those kind of tools. If it is customer experience, then leverage those kind of AI tools. If it
Right.
is just about an outreach program, a branding initiative, then use those kind of AI tools. That is the strategy. It is
Mm.
to hack into the bigger companies' minds while using their tools for now till the smaller versions come out.
Right. Yeah.
What
True.
what what's your take?
Yes, I think that is very important. I think using the low cost or the free versions alternatives. I think that's very important before you go all in for a specific tool. Like we mentioned, using AI intentionally to kind of suit uh, what kind of outcomes do you really are looking for. I think that's really important. And also, I think, Tanay, just building on the three strategies that you mentioned, I think there's another crucial aspect for SMBs is to consider engaging in collaborative AI ecosystems.
Perfect.
Many SMBs are actually discovering the benefits of participating in AI-driven marketplaces or partnerships that give them access to advanced tools. For instance, platforms like Enzo are enabling SMBs to leverage AI agents, which allows them to compete more effectively with larger enterprises. And I'm sure investors also recognize that serving the SMB market is a significant factor driving the success of these AI platforms. And
Correct.
by joining these collaborative ecosystems, SMBs can also access sophisticated AI capabilities without bearing the full development cost, which the enterprise level companies have the advantage of. I think this approach not only levels the playing field for them, but it also fosters innovation through shared resources and collective intelligence. In fact, there are recent studies that indicate that 91% of SMBs utilizing AI have reported revenue growth and definitely underscoring tangible benefits of thoughtful AI integration. I think that's really important. Um, by engaging in collaborative AI ecosystem, SMBs, B2B SMBs can harness advanced technologies to drive growth. It can enhance their competitiveness and definitely help them navigate the complexities of the digital marketplace more effectively.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, to sum it up, is AI marketing truly democratizing the field, or are B2B SMBs being sidelined with large enterprise reaping the rewards? We've got the answer now. It is meant for SMBs, and SMBs can leverage it. Like Sandali mentioned, the AI marketing mirage. Why most AI tools cater to enterprises, but SMBs can struggle a little bit initially, but they should be very smart enough to be in the competition. They shouldn't fall into
Yes,
the traps that were mentioned, like over reliance on AI or budget training tools or losing the human touch in marketing.
right.
And of course, there has to be actionable strategies to leverage AI effectively for small scale automation or collaborative AI ecosystems. So wonderful, wonderful, Sandali. We can go on and on. AI and marketing isn't the villain. It's just a very exclusive club, right? So,
Absolutely.
um,
It's an enabler, how intelligently and smartly you integrate in your marketing strategies. I think that's really the key, um, just not blindly following every AI tool that's available in the marketplace. I think that's really important.
correct, correct,
Yeah.
correct. So, a huge thanks to Sandali for sharing your insights here today. Um, any final thoughts before we let you go for today's episode? We'll have something new that comes out, and we might request your presence again for wonderful insights on AI or any other innovative topic.
Sure. Thank you so much, Tanay. I think it was great being here, talking to you, hearing your perspective, which is always very fresh. And thank you so much for having me. And this is a it's I feel AI is we are building on AI every day. Like, there's something new coming up every day. The tools are getting smarter every day. And so as marketers, I think it's great to have these informal conversations, if I may say,
Correct.
to keep ourselves and our fellow marketers updated, and just to share these perspectives and yeah, bring in the most of AI in B2B marketing. I think that's really important.
Correct, correct, correct. That way, we
Yes,
even address the key question that usually
absolutely.
people focus on, that marketing is a cost center. It's not a
Right.
cost center, it's an investment center. And this
Investment
is
center.
how
Yeah.
these
Mm.
perspectives will help people understand that
Revenue center.
this is what is going on in marketer's mind. It is very
Right.
much like we say in Marathi, supik. So, thank you again, Sandali.
Thank you so much,
Th-
Tanman.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. If you've loved this episode, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave us a review. It helps bring fresh, non-boring insights your way. So until next time, keep your marketing mindful and your AI in check. Have a wonderful time. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Tanay. Thanks to your audience too. Thank you.